Okay, we are officially starting. I have hit record. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Desiree Wolfe, and you are watching the Get Shit Done show with me, Desiree Wolfe. This is a 30-minute quick business-related show. We might actually run over a little bit longer today, depending on how many participants we have that want to jump in the seat. I decided to do a live planning session because, of course, it's New Year's Eve. Everybody has their fancy planners that they are, everybody's buying, everyone's showing them on Facebook and all of this exciting stuff. So I thought, you know what, instead of you guys sitting at your houses by yourself doing all of this alone, let's work through some of the beginning planning stages together. And then we can all sort of be productive and help hold each other accountable for an entire year. So this is what we're going to talk about today. First, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. If you have not received the planner, hang on, let me pull up, actually, wait, let me back up. Let me go over Blab a little bit because I see there are quite a few Blab newbies. This is Blab, this is live streaming. This is me sitting in my office right now. A little bit later, I'm going to open up a couple of seats so we can do some chatting together. But let me get through the first section, and then we're going to pull some people into the hot seat. Okay, on one side of your screen, you have a box that has the title of the Blab, and it should say 2016 Business Planning Session, and the one thing you must do first. That's the title of the Blab. Then down below, you have two little buttons. One says tweet, one says post. If you guys could do me a favor and hit one of those buttons, that's going to share the Blab and let everybody know this is what you're watching, and it's going to announce to everybody that the Blab is live. Awesome? Great. Okay. Below that box even more is a questions box. So if you have a question at any time, you're going to type in /Q, and that's going to show up in the question box. And then as I go through, I'm going to answer some of them at the end of each section. Yes, thank you so much. Is it Rebel? She said, if you have a question, please start it by typing /and_Q. No space in between the two, so it's /Q, and that's going to get you a question. If you just have a comment, go ahead and leave that in the comment box on the side, and you can see everybody that's scrolling through. I am recording this, so this is going to be sent out via replay once Blab sends me the video. This is a live planning session, which means the more you interact, the more you are going to get a really good feeling of what's going on. And I want to make sure that everybody gets any questions answered that they might have when it comes to planning their year. This is not going to be something that tells you, oh, you need to schedule your social media at 10 a.m. This is not that kind of planning. This is about getting you in the right mindset and getting you prepared to actually take action. Because one of the things that I see a lot of business owners doing is making the mistake of sitting down with their planner, they've got their calendar, and they just start making a bunch of notes, and they're gonna plan this, and they're gonna plan that, and then within a couple of weeks, everything falls to the wayside because they didn't make a commitment to themselves. So that actually brings us to the number one thing that you must do. You must decide right now that you are making a commitment. It's not a resolution. This is not, oh, I'm, gonna lose 30 pounds in the next 6 months. This is actually you being present in your business, and it is you deciding that right now, today, you are going to make the commitment to be present, and you are going to make the commitment to take action. Okay? So if you did not receive a copy of the planner yet, I sent it out this morning. It's called the Best Year Yet Planner. Let me just go grab that link for you. Hang on just a second. And we're going to, you should have gotten it in your email, but if you didn't, I'm going to post that in the show notes. So that's going to be, you can go download that now. Everybody who registered for the call was sent an email this morning with the planner. But just in case, you're coming in through Blab or you didn't get the email this morning, I went ahead and put it in the comment section over to the right. Oh, and somebody had asked me earlier before I started blabbing what the praying hands meant. And that just kind of means like high five, like woo woo. So that, I guess that's equivalent to what hearts are in Periscope. I'm not gonna stop you through the whole thing and ask you to keep giving love. I would rather just have you participate and ask me any questions. Okay, if you don't have the planner, totally fine. You can actually just use a blank sheet of paper. I suggest you have something to write with, have either the planner or the sheet of paper, grab a cup of coffee, glass of water, whatever it is that, you know, a glass of wine, I don't care. Jill's on, so she might have wine, you know, 10:30 in the morning here in Vegas, but that's all right, whatever gets you through the day. Okay, so first we need to kind of take a look at where we've been over the last year. And this is something that is extremely important when we're going to look at the future. You really have to stop and take note of what happened. What happened this year that may have left you feeling frustrated? What happened in your life that maybe you know, stopped you from working your goals? Maybe it was something that you had no control over. Maybe you experienced you know, a death in the family, or you went through a divorce, or, you know, loss of a loved one always puts us off track for a little while. So that's why I always suggest when you sit down to do some planning, I want you to take a few minutes and really reflect on what happened this year that maybe caused you to miss your mark. What happened that made you that caused you to say, you know what, shit happened and I felt really crappy about some things that happened this year. So for the next few minutes, I want you to take out that sheet of paper, or on the page of the planner that says review, it looks like this if you printed out the planner. I want you to write down at least 10 things that held you back last year. Just take a moment and say, you know what, these are some of the really crappy things that happened. There's a reason why I'm doing this. Of course, you don't want to be in the mindset of focusing on all the crap that happened. That's not what we're doing. We're going to just do a review for now. So just take a few minutes, and I'm actually going to do this with you as we go through this. That's why it's a live planning session. I want everybody who's here to actually sit down and do the work. So write down 10 things that you feel held you back in 2015. It can be personal, it can be financial, it could be stuff that happened in your business, it could be maybe health-wise, maybe you experienced some health issues. Sit down for a few minutes, just release all of that crappy stuff. Get it out of your head, get it out of your heart, get it out of your body, get rid of all of this stuff. This is exactly what you want to be removing from your brain. I'm going to try and play some music for us. I don't know how well it's going to come over. We're going to try it. Because I want you guys to take about 30 seconds to a minute left and write this stuff down. That he was brave enough. You can put some of the things that held you back, put them right in the comments, because I bet you're not alone. Yeah, Heather, lack of, fill in the blank. Yeah, was it lack of confidence, lack of energy, lack of money? Lack of focus, Amber says. Health, Lee had some health issues. Lack of boundaries. That's yeah, Gail has a fear and self-doubt, busyness on the wrong things. Man, I've been there. I think I spent the first part of my year in that position of just focusing on the wrong things. And that's why I want you guys to do this. I want you to see frustrated. Oh, Vanessa, is that you? Yep, frustrated with husband. Yeah, that's hard. When it's relationship issues, it's hard. And that takes a toll on your business. So now here's what I want you to do. I want you to take this sheet of the 10 things, and maybe it was more, maybe it was less, maybe you had a pretty damn good year, and that's awesome. So I want you to take this sheet of the 10 things that you felt held you back, and I want you to do something with it. I want you to take it, and I want you to rip it up. I want you to set this piece of paper on fire. Shove it down the garbage disposal if you have to. I want you to throw it out to the wind, throw it in the fireplace, eat it, pour your wine on it if you're drinking some wine. This is your chance right now to move forward. You are going to say to yourself right now, I don't give a shit what happened in 2015. I don't care if it was crap. I don't care what my excuses were, and I certainly am not bringing that over into the new year with me. This is now your chance to start again and start fresh. We're going to start with a really clear vision. So I've got some more exercises that I want you to do before we actually get into the business planning of things. And it's really important that you do this because you're setting yourself up. You're moving into that space of, this is what the crap was. It's gone. Now I'm going to move myself mentally into where I want to be. So for a few minutes, I want you to close your eyes and picture yourself in the business of your dreams. And I want you to pay attention to what's going on around you. So close your eyes, take a deep breath. I want you to inhale and then exhale. And again. And relax your shoulders. And I want you to create a vision in your mind of what your beautiful business looks like this year. Where are you sitting? What are you surrounded by? Who are you surrounded by? What kinds of sounds do you hear? Maybe you hear typing. Maybe you hear laughter, or you hear music playing. Maybe you hear people talking in another room. Think of all the things that are happening around you as you work on an ideal day in your business. What does your office look like? Picture yourself in, a beautiful desk, or maybe you don't want a desk. Maybe your ideal business has you sitting on the beach with your laptop. Really create that vision. Feel what it's like. Is it warm where you are? Do you feel a breeze? Is it nice and cool? What are you working on? What are some of the tasks that you're doing that are helping you make money? I want you to really get a vision of what this feels like. Are you working on creating products? Maybe you're doing conference calls or coaching calls. Maybe you're working with team members that are getting the work done for you. What is it that's going on in the day-to-day parts of your business that really make you happy? Maybe you love writing. Think of yourself of sitting in your favorite writing spot. You've got a beautiful notebook and you're writing away. Maybe you're writing your book. Maybe you're writing new training programs. Just take a minute, take it all in. Picture yourself sitting there. How do you feel? What are you smelling? Are you smelling fresh flowers? Maybe you're smelling clean laundry. Think about all the things. And if you've got the worksheet, I want you to go ahead and open your eyes or just grab your sheet of paper and take a few seconds, take about 15, 30 seconds. I'll turn the music on again and write down what you saw, what you felt, who you were working with. Write it all down. Give yourself a few seconds to write that down. And I want you to Keep visioning that. Hold that vision in your head. Hopefully your vision doesn't involve growling dogs like I've got in the background. Maybe it does. Write down everything that you see. You have big office space maybe. Are you bringing new team members in? When you're done writing all down, if you've already done that, just take a few moments more and continue to picture where you're at in your business. What does your perfect business look like? Let me give you about 5 more seconds here. All right. Who has their vision? Can I get a hell yes in the messages? Who feels much better now that they have released all of that crap from last year, and now you're moving into a positive space to start a new year? You've created the vision of what you want your business to look like. You know what you want now, and you know how it makes you feel. Yes, I'm loving all of these hell yeses. We just had, just a side note, we just had a rant the other day about Periscope, how everybody stops and recognizes everyone that walks into the room, and now here I'm doing the same thing. But I can't help but recognize everybody, you know, you've got to say hell yes. You've got to be like, this is the business that I'm going after. These are my visions. This is what I want to make happen. These aren't big dreams that somebody else is living for you. This is the shit that you're going to make happen in your own business. This is your dream. And so right now, you are going to make the commitment to make this happen. So I actually created a sheet for you in the journal, or you can just write this down. This is going to be your personal commitment to creating the best year yet for 2016. Keep this handy. Write down this commitment and then paste it on your office wall. Put this in a folder that you look at every day. Put it in a frame, and whenever you feel like you're starting to waver from that passion and that vision that you just had, I want you to take out this commitment, and I want you to read it to yourself. And so here's what it's going to look like, and you're going to fill in the blank. So it's going to be, I, your name, am committed to showing up today and every day to do the best I can. I will take action and hold myself accountable to work on money-making activities. Can I get another hell yes? This is a commitment. This is now you guys are saying, I have the vision, I have the dream, and now I'm going to do what it takes to get it done. And this is the commitment that I created when I formed the private Facebook community of Get Shit Done with Desiree. This was the commitment that I had, my very own commitment. So I'm going to read that one more time, and I'm going to use my name, and I want you to fill in your name. I, Desiree Wolfe, am committed to showing up today and every day to do the best I can. I will take action and hold myself accountable to work on money-making activities. There's nowhere else to go but up from here, ladies. All right, and gentlemen, sorry, we've got a couple of gentlemen on the call. I'm so used to having mostly ladies here. So now it's time to, now we've got the commitment, we've got the vision, we've, you know, gotten rid of the crap. And so now I want you to write a letter from the future. We're going to fast forward an entire year. Let's picture us sitting on this very call, December 31st, 2016. we are going to write a letter and review of what happened this year. It's not going to be like the first letter. It's not going to be all of the crap that we are letting go of. We are going to write a letter about how successful this year was. So a couple of things happen when you start writing in the present moment. You are telling the universe, yes, this is happening and I am ready. This is what is going to make my life amazing. And when you put it in the present tense, you start to act like this is what's really happening. You start to really have a sense of believing this is how my year is going. So I wrote a sample letter in the workbook, and let me put the link to the workbook back up here again. Let me go grab that because I think there's a couple people who had messaged me that still didn't have it. If you're watching this on the replay, I'll make sure that these are in the notes in the description, because when I send out the replay, it's a YouTube video and you guys don't necessarily get to see all the comments and all the feed on the side. So you don't get to see all the links. So I'll make sure that I put them in the comments below the video. All right. So here's your letter from the future, and it could look something like this. This is the one that I actually wrote when I was putting this planner together. It's December 31st. Don't you love live video that you can trip over your own tongue? It's December 31st, 2016, and I have achieved my goal of having a six-figure business. I spoke on stage at 3 events and launched 2 very successful online courses for women in business. My book launch was amazing, and I can celebrate all of my achievements for the year. Boom. Isn't that a much happier letter than all of the crap that didn't happen? So now it's your turn. Now I want you to write a letter from the future, describing all of the amazing things that happened throughout 2016. And it might feel kind of silly. It might even feel kind of woo-woo, but it's to get you in the mindset that these things are already lined up for you. This stuff is already happening. There's nothing in your letter that is so far-fetched that your brain is going to go, yeah, right. These are the successes that are coming down. The universe is bringing them to you, all of the exciting stuff that's already happened. So I'm just going to give you about 30 seconds here to write the letter from the future so you can see everything that you've accomplished during 2016. Sounds kind of exciting, doesn't it? And then when you guys are done writing your letter, we're going to put someone in the hot seat. And I have a wonderful volunteer because we are going to talk about what your visions are. Because I want to help you make them happen. Yay! Heather, are you excited? This is awesome. And don't forget to tweet. Heather says, of course, she has a ton of people at home. Earlier, she didn't have any clothes on, so it's probably a good idea that she got some clothes on. Don't you love live streaming? For those of you just joining us, you are watching the Get Shit Done show with Desiree. We have a special live business planning session. We are talking about releasing, reviewing, and renewing your vision for your business. And right now we're working on the one thing you must do first, and that's releasing all the crap and renewing your vision. All right, it's going to give you about 4 more seconds to write the letter from your future. All right, if I can figure out how to mute the phone. Does anybody have any questions about writing the letter from the future? I had, when I've done this session, I actually haven't done this training in about 2 or 3 years. I actually had somebody who said she was struggling with writing in the future, writing in the present tenses as things have already happened. She said she just kept writing, I am going to achieve. And the thing about that is it kind of sticks you in this it kind of puts you in this little bit of a vortex. Planning things are really great. When you say I am going to achieve, that's kind of the feeling of you're on the brink of something. You're on the edge of making something, great happen. And that's an awesome feeling, especially if you've been struggling with getting to that hopeful place. But when you are writing in the present tense, that is getting your body and your mind primed for actually feeling like it's really happening. And that helps it make it more of a reality for you. Okay, Heather, are you ready? I'm going to unlock this. And Heather, when you're ready, jump in. If anybody else wants to jump in the hot seat and talk about either some of the things that you were releasing, if you want to talk about what your vision is, I would love to help you do that live right now. Welcome, welcome, Heather. Let's see, Heather, are you there? Oh,
hello.
Hey, let's see. All right. Oh, you know what? I just discovered that I can't hear because my other headphones keep picking up the sound.
Oh no. Are you there? Nope, now I can't hear you. We lost your voice. That's why I had to take my headphones out. Nope. Still can't hear you. We lost you, Desiree. We can't hear you at all. I can jump back out. Nope. Oh, look, now it's me. It's just me sitting here waiting for Desiree. Yes, this is my first. No, this is not her first. This is just my first. I don't like being visible. Look at all this.
Can you hear me now?
Yay!
Yay! I got this cool headset for Christmas, and it's really cool, and I love it, except for it's Bluetooth, and it decides when it wants to take over the sound versus me using my speakers. So that's what happened. The Bluetooth kicked on, and I couldn't get my mic to work. But we're good, right? You can hear me now? Awesome. Yay. Thank you. Again, don't you love live streaming? I love live.
One of these days I'll get really comfortable with it and you guys won't get me off.
You know what? I love it. I'm totally addicted to it. If I didn't have kids home all the time, I'd be on all the time.
I believe it.
I'd have my own reality show. Lee says, I often break into commercial? Yes, I do break into commercial. Just I need to start getting some advertisers on here. Heather, let's jump in. I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time, but I want to talk about what your plans are and tell me about the first part of the exercise. What did you release? Let's start there.
I released all of my lack crap. Just that whole I'm full of lack. I need to just get rid of this whole, oh, I lack this, or oh, I lack that, or oh, I lack that, or no, I didn't do this, and just be done with it and just bury it and forget it once and for all.
Yeah.
Because enough. It's just enough.
What, how do you think this lack feeling was actually holding you back?
Because I was trying so hard not to focus on it. You get into that. The more you try not to focus on something, the more you focus on it. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's also a lot of a lack mentality around me.
Mm.
So it's like sometimes I feel like I'm in this tar pit of lack.
Yeah.
And I don't know how else to put it than that. It's just flat out tar pit of lack.
Yeah. But that's gone now, right?
No.
Well, it's going to be, because you wrote it down and burned your lack issues. We're moving forward from there. Yeah.
It is leaving.
It is leaving. It's out the door. It's gone. Bye-bye. We're not dealing with that anymore. So then let's talk about your vision. Tell us about, what is the vision that you had?
The vision is to finally be more visible, because I've been hiding, you know this. Yeah. And have a business that's actually helping people. Having money in the bank, moving to a place where we really want to be. We want to be in the mountains. We're in Central Florida right now, where we still have the air conditioning on. At the end of the year, we're sitting here. I turned it on last night because it was so humid. I want seasons. I need seasons. So, that nice dreamy apartment with the pretty mountain views. Planning to build the dream house in 2017. That would be really cool. That's going to be pretty awesome. With a vacation like January, February next year.
Vacations are always good.
Yeah, like of 17, not of 16. But that dreamy vacation that we've never taken. Yeah.
Nice. So that's on the plan for the years to make that happen, right?
Yep.
And tell me about your commitment. How did you feel when you were writing out that commitment statement?
A little terrified, because I don't do well with keeping commitments.
Okay.
Like, it's just the quickest way to get me to not to do something is to either tell me that I can't do it, because they'll be like, all right, fine, I can't do it, whatever. Or make me commit to it and not really believe that I can do it. So
that's a big one, that belief.
Yeah.
So do you think when you wrote out this commitment statement, was there a part of you that doesn't believe you can do it?
There's a part of me that fears that I won't.
Okay.
Because I've got such a bad track record.
Okay.
Not that I can't, but just that I won't. But I will. Because this is going to be different. It's time. And fooled around long enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think of it, I like to look at it as you have certain times in your life that they kind of have to be the playground. It's kind of like where you're trying to figure out where your place is with the different groups of kids. And yeah. I think a lot of business owners, that's what they go through when they're going through a growth stage. It's kind of like, okay, who's my playmates? Where do I belong? What am I doing? And so it's kind of like this year of, who the hell am I? It's kind of like the preteen years as you're growing up, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, yeah. As your business grows, you start to feel the little spots poke in, and you start to realize what feels good and what doesn't, and what hurts.
Yeah. And I've been full on mom up until now. My daughter used to wander around. She's actually home for college break, and I spent so much time and energy worrying about her and where she was going in her life that I never actually put any energy into me and who am I going to be as an adult, and where am I going in my life? Are you leaving, baby? Yeah. Okay. See, live TV.
Live TV.
All right. Have fun. Drive safe. Let me know when you get there. Sorry. Anyway, so that's really been one of those things that I just never put that much focus and energy into me. Everything's always been about the kids and my husband and his schedule and his life and supporting everybody else. So now I'm getting a little selfish. And the reactions are a little interesting around home.
Well, that's actually one of the talking points that I had written down in the notes when I wanted to do this was the one person that many of us forget to put on our business plans is ourselves. Yeah. We forget to make time for ourselves, especially, when you have other commitments that are happening around you, whether you're a caretaker, whether you're taking care of parents or you're taking care of kids or, you're a volunteer, we often, and especially women, and I know plenty of men that do this too, we put ourselves last and we forget that we have to include us. We have to schedule ourselves in. We have to, and it can't be non-negotiable. So whether it's, you have to say, okay, I'm going to read this book because it's going to help me feel better. Or maybe it's, I'm going to go sit outside with my cup of coffee and I don't want anybody to talk to me for 5 minutes. These are things that we have to make plans for that, because if we don't, it's way too easy to push it aside and say, you know what, I'll deal with myself later. Or, I'll get my manicure after all the bills are paid, or I'll get my hair done, when I've got a free Saturday. Well, most of the time that shit never happens. So guess what? Here we sit and we're the one person that can make a difference in our business.
Absolutely.
It's nobody else. It's us. So if we're not taking care of ourselves, everything behind us starts to fall apart. And this is a huge lesson for many people, that you have to schedule in your time for yourself, and you have to make sure that you're in your business plan and you're in your marketing plan for the year.
Yeah. And you have to be aware of how much of a time suck all of those people and all of that stuff is, because I haven't had a job. My husband is so used to, I need you to do A, B, and C tomorrow. Or, hey, I know I'm on my way out the door, but make sure you get this done today. Well, I've got things to do.
Yeah.
My daughter and I, even earlier today, we had a big thing. She's like, well, I didn't realize that you actually had to be home by 1:30. I thought you just wanted to be home by 1:30. I'm like, what difference does it make if I had something specific I was doing or not? If this is when I need to be somewhere, this is when I need to be somewhere. And it's, it's a huge meltdown. And because she grew up with me being so flexible and it was always just real loosey-goosey around everything, it's building those boundaries it's a task.
Yeah. And Jill says, Heather, I just had this meltdown today. We all have it. Even the most together women have that meltdown. And usually it stems from they haven't taken care of themselves.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned, I think it was you that mentioned earlier, lack of boundaries. Mm-hmm. And that is a self-care issue. That's you needing to make sure that you put yourself and your business first. And that's one of the things when you're looking at your marketing plans and your promotions for the year and your travel plans and your schedules, schedule in the time for yourself. Make sure you've got on your calendar regularly, whether it's your 5 minutes in the morning and that's what makes you happy, or schedule in the calendar right now that on the 15th of the month, you are going to get a haircut every month, and it becomes non-negotiable. It
Absolutely.
becomes something that you have to do.
And one of the things I've been working with Haley Gray lately. She's fantastic. And one of the things she told me, because I've got so much stuff going on in my personal world, there's that part of me that says, I'm trying to build this business. I need to be doing 40, 50 hours a week. She's like, you're going from 0 to nothing. Stop trying to go from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Do 20 hours a week consistently. Like, my grandfather was down here. I'm helping my parents take care of my grandfather. My daughter's home from college. 4 generations worth of balls in the air right now. And she's like, stop trying to be 60 hours a week just because your husband's doing it. He's used to doing it. That's what he does. That's what men do. If you can do a consistent 20 right now, there's your goal. Walk before you can run. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, and one of the tricks that I've learned with my family, and it's not even just my immediate family, it's friends, and my mom's retired, and so she's got kind of a free flowing schedule, and so it's kind of like I have to remind them, okay, if I were clocked in a building somewhere downtown, would you be calling me right now to ask me what's for dinner, or would you be calling me right now to see if you can stop by? So, those are all, and that's just the friendly reminder that I kind of put it to them. Okay, if I was at a job, not sitting in my office, would you be asking me these questions?
Yeah.
Bottom line. And usually the answer is no. They're not going to call you at your, 6-figure job and say, hey, honey, can you stop what you're doing and go check the mail?
Yeah. Or, go to the Publix right now, go to the grocery store right now and make sure we have this for dinner.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have anything else to do with my time.
Yeah. And that's boundaries. And it takes a little bit of conditioning for everybody. And you have to remember that it's not being selfish. It's your business. This is your business. If they want the fun that mom can be around all the time, but they have to be reminded that in order for mom to, get stuff done, you have to say, no, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, you got to work on saying no. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so some of the other things that we're planning on this year is, we talked about the who of being you. The other thing that we need to take a look at is who else is it that you want to be working with in your business? So this is when I like to do some brainstorming about, is there any joint venture partners? Are there any affiliate programs you want to promote? Is there anything outside of your box that you need to make sure you plan into your calendar? So this is another step that I've got in the workbook, and this is on the page that's called Who and Where. So this is just a quick brainstorming. This is other people's promotions that you might be aware of. I like to promote Denise Duffield Thomas's Get Rich Lucky Bitch Boot Camp. That's one of my favorite programs. And so I always make sure that I look and see, okay, when does she usually promote? And that goes on the list. So take a look at other people's promotions that they're solid. They're already in place. They're usually the bigger names. Or another thing is to take a look at things that are happening in your personal life. Let's say you're getting married in September. You want to make sure that goes on your plan. That needs to go into, your action. You need to know ahead of time that you're working around this. So you need to make sure that you include all the other things that might affect your business in the future. And so lay that all out. Just, here's the thing, guys, about planning. I love fancy planners. I've spent probably hundreds and hundreds of dollars on fancy planners before. The problem with them is they start to feel so structured. It makes me feel like I start to feel crazy. Like I didn't go into business to live in a box. I've got my structured side and I've got my creative side. So the problem with planners is I start to feel like I'm designing somebody else's business based on their planner. So when I designed this Best Year Yet planner, it's very free form. It's, jot down notes, jot down certain dates, jot down things that you think you're going to want to promote. This is not, this is not, you have to do this right here. These are your thoughts and ideas. Then the next step after this is you move into, working on your goals and working on your action items. But first, get the thoughts down on paper. Before you even sit down with your planner and your highlighters and your pretty stuff, get down, this is what I think I want to promote. These are people who I think I want to work with. Heather, you and I have chatted several times about maybe there's something that you've got coming up that I would love to get on my calendar to help promote you. And there's other people that I've definitely got. I promote the hell out of Dana Wild's Train Your Brain all year long. So 2 weeks ago, she sent me a copy of her annual calendar for all of the email promotions that she's doing. So I easily just went through, there's people out there that are way more organized about planning their promotions than a lot of us. Those are the people that we can kind of tie off of. So, and we can kind of fill in the spots if we're struggling. I was just reading the comment here. I have strategic partners I put on my website and constantly refer clients. Yeah. Roth sales. Definitely. You have strategic partners that you're going to be planning with every year. Maybe you've got an event, a cruise or something. Maybe it's a conference. These are all things that need to go on your planner ahead of time before you even start putting in your own promotions and your own action items.
But, Desiree, it's funny you mentioned that because one of the things I did a couple of days ago is I don't even use lined paper most of the time. I just get a good old-fashioned sketchbook and colored pencils. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
And one of the things I did was I just drew out 12 spaces. First, I did it by quarter, and then I put all 3 months in each quarter. And I did things like, because our daughter's in college, when are her breaks? When is she in school? When is she out of school? You know, all of that type of life stuff that I know I'm going to have to work my schedule around too. So it all,
Exactly.
you know, if you can build all of that out, and then it makes it much easier to say, okay, well, this week is spring break, so maybe I need to cut myself some slack that week, or
Exactly.
plan ahead for it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. There's certain things that are going to happen this year that may or may not be business related that are not flexible. It's like spring break. Spring break is going to happen whether your business is ready for it or not. You know, so you have to mentally prepare and say, okay, for 2 weeks, the kids are going to be home from school. So I know my work time is going to be limited. You know, I just went through the same thing with Christmas break. I actually had an extra kid here because a girlfriend of mine couldn't find a sitter for the 2 weeks.
No.
So, you know, 3 days a week, I had 3 kids that were running around. So I had to make sure that I planned in, you know, a little bit of less work time during the day. And I, you know, moved my schedule around a little bit. I worked a little bit more at night. I got up a little bit earlier so I could have some stuff done before they even got up. School goes back in on Monday and I'm back to the regular schedule. I'm back to the, you know, kids being gone all day, and then I can go back to getting more stuff done. These are the non-negotiable things. Like I said, if you know you're getting married this year, plan on, you know, 2 to 3 weeks before your wedding, you're probably mentally going to check out. There's just no way around it. You're going to get so excited, all the last minute details. That needs to go on your calendar because that's going to affect how you run your business. So it's important that you take in factor of all the things that you don't have control over when it comes to running your business. Yeah, to be successful, you must eliminate all the clutter. Absolutely. Yeah, you have to factor in what's non-negotiable, and you have to get rid of stuff that you don't like doing. That I preach that all the time. Absolutely. Trisha says, I love Dana Wilde and highly recommend checking her out. Dana Wilde is amazing. I'm even going to put a link into Dana's website because she's that amazing. And then, you know, the where goes right into the who. If you're planning, maybe you have a convention, you have a training that you're traveling for, all of that needs to go on your calendar. You know, you want to make sure that you're planning ahead of time to be gone and out of the office. That way you don't have a last minute panic attack. I don't know how many times I see leaders like 3 days before convention, they're telling me, oh, I don't have anything scheduled while I'm gone because I'll be at convention. I'll go, oh, well, are your customers at convention? And I usually get like this blank, like stare, like, no, well, your customers don't care you're at convention. They want to buy stuff. So, you know, continue business as usual as much as you can. And that's where I preach about automating as much as you can. So then we're going to talk about your big, scary goals that you have. And then we're actually going to wrap up shortly in just a few minutes because I'm not going to go into every single month of your goal. But what I've done in the planner is I created you have an overall annual goal, and this is going to help you break it down into bite-sized chunks. You have an overall annual goal, and your goal doesn't have to be financial. This is something that I hear people struggle with a lot. They think they have to have a monetary goal. Oh, I have to make 6 figures this year. Oh, I have to make, you know, $10,000 a month. It doesn't have to be. You can decide, oh, I want to bring, you know, 15 more people into my team if you're in direct sales or network marketing. Or you can say, you know, I want to buy a new car by the end of the year. Create a goal that feels good that you know you're going to work for, whether it's financial, health-wise. Create something that your business is going to help you move towards. I love distracting comments. I love you too, Maria. Maria is, just a quick side note, Maria is one of my direct sales clients, and she is waiting with bated breath to find out if she makes like year number 10 or 11 of the year 11 of the $1 Million Club. She's waiting to get her numbers for her final numbers. So that's exciting. So she's off and running to make sure that she hits that $1 million for 11 years in a row. Pretty damn good. That's a pretty good goal if you ask me. Trisha says, good luck, Maria. Awesome. So when you have your annual goal, break down into quarterly goals. And then from there, guess what you're going to do? Break down into monthly goals. So I made this pretty darn easy for you in the worksheet. Break it down into your quarterly goal. And the way that you do that is you're going to take a look at your calendar and what you have going on. your quarterly goals do not necessarily need to be broken up into exact 1/4 amounts of your massive goal. So if it's 6 figures, maybe one quarter, you have a product launch. So you're going to maybe you make $25,000 one quarter and you make $50,000 another quarter. That's something that you need to take an account for when you're going to have product launches, when you're going to have special offers. If the holiday season is really big for you, you want to bump up your quarterly goal for the 4th quarter. And that's going to help you achieve your goal throughout the year. I see too many people, they get stuck in that box feeling of, okay, well, I've got this goal. I'm going to do, $3,000 this month, $3,000 this month, but they don't take into account the other things that they have going on. If you're planning on traveling for 2 weeks on a cruise, chances are your business goal needs to be adjusted a little bit more. So that's the importance of why I say break it down into quarterly goals. And then the same thing, just go one more level deep into your monthly goal. And I even go, I have daily goals. And that's why I created the Get Shit Done community on Facebook. It's daily goals. Take your big picture goal and just keep chunking it down, chunking. And it's amazing how far you get when you stop and reflect on, okay, how much have I gotten done? I just did this with this project, actually. I've been thinking about doing this for about 2 months now. And each day I just worked on a little bit of it. One day, because the kids are home, one day all I got done was the registration page. That was it. I didn't even get the confirmation email done. But by the time I was ready to hit send, everything was done because I had worked on a little bit of it at a time. And that's how I had to get through, this stressful feeling of having an overall goal. And so that's why I created, you also get the monthly, I broke down into 2 months per day, your goals, things that you're going to promote that month, and then the 3 action items that you're going to do for the month. And then you can take it to the next step and do it every day. And that's why I recommend that you join the GSD group on Facebook, and I'll share the link with that. Heather, you're in the group and you participate regularly. Tell me how the accountability has made a difference, if it's made a difference in your...
It's made a huge difference, and partially because there are so many of us in there that have gotten to know each other. So it's that constant just cheering each other on, egging each other on. Like, all right, let's go. What are you doing today? What are you doing today? What did you accomplish yesterday? And we can see, because we've had that interaction, we can see who's making progress and who's kind of falling away. And it's great. I love it.
Yeah. Awesome. Yay. Yes. And Vanessa says, not comparing ourselves.
Yep.
I banish all comparison in the Facebook group. The only person you need to compare is yourself. Are you farther along than where you were a week ago, yesterday? In life, have you changed? And that's really where I try and stay focused in the group is there. That's, it's huge to me. I suffered from comparisonitis for like a whole year. Like I was constantly comparing myself. Why am I not making products like this person? Why am I not launching? Why don't I have $35,000 days? And when I took a look around, I didn't have $35,000 days because I'm too busy sitting there wondering why I'm not having $35,000 days instead of actually taking action. Yep. So that's where the whole program, the whole group came from. So if anybody's interested, you can join. It's GSD with Desiree, which is Get Shit Done with Desiree. We have daily accountability and action-based posts to encourage you to take 3 action-based steps in your business. Yeah, got a little fumbled there. Thank you, Vanessa. Vanessa says she loves this group. I love the group too. It's my favorite place. And you can join the group by going to DesireeWolfe.com/GSD, and that'll send you to the registration form. And then I know that you're interested and you're not spam and all that kind of stuff. So I just want to do a quick recap. If you didn't go through the planning session with us, the one thing that you need to do first is you've got to review and release. Review the crap that happened last year and let it go. And then give yourself a renewed vision. Put yourself into the place of what your ideal business looks like and how can you make that happen. Make the commitment to do it. don't just say, yeah, I'm going to do it. That's not going to help me in your business. But by you saying, yeah, I'm going to do this, Desiree, yeah, that's not going to help me. You need to make the commitment to move forward to yourself. And then take the steps of breaking your goal down. Have your annual goal. Make it awesome. Make it scary. I think Vanessa's the one earlier. She said she has a goal that she didn't use the word scare the piss out of me, but her goal is intimidating, but she's decided to do it. And that's what she wants to do. And it's exciting. And that's the awesome part. So then break down, how can you stay excited about that goal each month? And that's going to be working in increments, working in smaller chunks. And each time you hit a goal, I want you to celebrate. Whether you got your registration page done or whether you scheduled out your social media for the week, celebrate, have a glass of wine, do a dance, pat yourself on the back. And then the next day, you get to start all over again. So that's how you're going to make the best year yet in 2016. Heather, any... Yay! Heather's going to kick ass this year. We all are. So if you need that extra action and accountability, feel free to join us in the Facebook group. And the link to that was DesireeWolfe.com/GSD. If you want personalized help with this, head over to my website, and I've got a couple of planning call options. You can book a 30-minute, 60-minute, or I think I've even got a 90-minute. I think that's the call schedule that I did. And we can hash out your plan. We can sit down together and say, okay, these are the kinds of promotions you got. This is when you need to do it. This is what needs to get done. And we can make sure that you get it all done together. Just head over to DesireeWolfe.com and go to the work with me and click consult. And we can book something together then. If anybody is watching this on the replay, I'll make sure I put any links down below. I'm going to share the planner one more time. This is a free download. I'm even giving it to you guys without the opt-in now because that's how nice I'm feeling. Anybody else who registered I also have another freebie coming for you in the next couple days to help you plan even more. Heather, thank you so much. You are a rock star. Everybody else, thank you so much for joining me on the Get Shit Done show. Have a wonderful new year, and I'm so excited to see everybody else here next Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. I will send out the link for that, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.